The No New Friends podcast is brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. For the best in vacation plannings, just visit www.sandpipervacations.com. Let them know that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Listen, we never get anything. I told you, we just get the little end cap all the time. I've been to like one Hannukah party, and it was where everybody at the synagogue sat like cafeteria style while they passed around latkes, and I was sitting next to like Gertrude, so I don't think I would consider that really a Hannukah party per se. But yeah, they don't do very much for us. This year, I got a little menorah at work, so I'm in charge of texting the group chat to let everybody know that you have to light the next candle, guys, because nobody else is going to know to do that.
They remember to turn on the Christmas tree, though. It's like, hey, let's flip on all the Christmas lights, but we're going to forget to light the menorah.
There's 8 Christmas trees around my job. But I did get my little menorah.
That is actually pretty disrespectful.
Like, Sarah, what do you want? There's 8 candle holders, okay? 8 candle holders, 8 Christmas tree. It's fine. What do you want?
There you go. I guess they were trying to match the candles there.
Broadcasting from the Sandpiper Vacation Studios. It's time for the No New Friends podcast. The podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. The good, the bad, and the funny.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime. It's showtime.
That's right, you're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number 1 by our friends and family and number 3 by the Orlando Weekly Readers Poll. We are the podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. Now, if you'd like to connect with us on all of our social media, it's right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. All of our links are right there. And while you're there, you might as well check out our sweet merchandise. And we've got a lot of fun stuff up there, some coffee mugs, some new buttons. I think that's pretty cool. And then you can join our clubhouse, become a friend with benefits for as low as $2 a month, and you can watch us record all of these things live on our Discord channel. And then there's many other exclusive perks for you. You can see Cutting Room Floor. You can see interviews that we never publish. Also, you get extra entries in different contests and whatnot. We are streaming live right now, segment 1 for Twitch. That's www.twitch.tv/NNF podcast. Just follow us so you'll get a notification every time we go live. And then we have NNF Reacts every single Wednesday night because I killed off After Dark. After Dark is dead. There's no more of that. My name is Scott. I am the host. With me, as always, my extremely talented co-host, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
Roll Tide.
You son of a bitch. Everybody's favorite food truck critic, Sarah.
Hello.
And our producer, Alex.
That's messed up, Chris. FSU, it got a bad break.
Nick is not here tonight. He's in the great, beautiful state of Hawaii, working or doing a vacation. I don't know. But the show must go on because Mazel Tov, this is our Hannukah episode. Yay, Sarah.
We are virtually raising Sarah up on a chair.
I never got that,
Really?
I know.
I actually have a story about this, which I did not talk about last week. Speaking about the raising people up on the chairs during weddings, my friend who was married last weekend is 3/8 Jewish. Don't know how the math adds up, but my whole life he told us he's 3/8 Jewish. All I know is that we eat brisket when we're at his house, and every once in a while I see a menorah.
Brisket and latkes. We're going over to my brother-in-law's tomorrow night for Hannukah night. We're going to play with the dreidel. He's going to make brisket and latkes. I can't wait.
Yeah, real quick in chat, Michael X says, "What about me?" Well, Michael, you never invited me over for any latkes or brisket. I'm down, man. Listen, I am down. I love a good brisket. But anyway, back to my Jewish chair story. So I attended a wedding 2 weeks ago. I did the chair thing, right? So it's really cool looking at my friend and his wife getting lifted up on the chair. It's like, man, that looks pretty cool to be able to do something like that, because I have this injury I'm still dealing with, and it was a really long day. I was like, I was being a trooper. I was being a trooper that day. It was getting hard to walk. And then his mom gets lifted up on the chair. And I was like, this is like my neighborhood mom growing up. I was like, I need to be a part of this. So I wish I could say run, but I quickly walked over, and I was, I figured I'd be more of a prop. I didn't really think I'd be doing any of the heavy lifting. She's a little woman, so I figured, it's gonna be funny. Me being 5'6" with all these other really tall people lifting. No, I did a brunt of the lifting.
What is she, Thumbelina? She's smaller than you? That's
the only
possibility here.
She's like a Lego minifigure. And I'll post a photo in the chat. She was just on a slant. Like she almost fell because I am like one of the anchors and I can only lift but so high. I'm there on one leg, like trying to lift her. So out of breath.
Please tell me you re-ruptured your Achilles.
So this was the only wedding. It was so long. It's the only wedding that I went to, got drunk at, and sobered up by the end. This was still me sobering up. This was not a sober decision I made. Everyone was so like upset with me after that. Like not the people raising the chair, but like I come back to Emily and like some of my friends that I was saying, it's like, why did you think that was a good idea? Like, what? First of all, look how you are 5'6", and everyone else is like 6 foot doing this. And then second of all, you are injured. and I'll send a picture. The picture is her like just totally slanted in the chair with me just having the time of my life. Again, thought I was going to be a prop. No, I did a lot of the lifting. That was the most activity I've done I would say since my injury, but it's to be honest with you, it's the most activity I've done in a couple of years.
Right.
It's been a while.
Jesus, how many weddings have you had this year?
Enough for me to like be late on all my credit card payments. It is troublesome the amount of weddings I've been to, and it's not even like weddings where I don't really like. I'm not clear. Like it was my best friend, my sister-in-law, and then my best friend. So it was like you have to give a generous gift.
Your best friend got married twice?
It was a very quick wedding. It was a very quick marriage. It was really sad. But he found love immediately after. No, I actually have more than one best friend. Believe it or not.
Okay,
believe it
gotcha.
or not. Yeah. They're childhood friends. So there's no escaping. So
right.
Yeah. Expensive fall. Well, good thing I didn't just get a house, and good thing I don't have a baby on the way. That's all I have to say.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you can afford all these extra gifts. No big deal.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of not spending any money, Sarah, real quick, before we get into the Hannukah conversation, is going to give us kind of a history lesson so we can be educated on Hannukah. How does that sound?
All right. I got you. I did my research.
Thoughts from a Jew with Sarah in the crew, looking for a bargain every time it's true. A vintage treasure hunter, she's never a bore, a comedy wizard, and so much more. So join the fun, it's time for Thoughts from a Jew.
Wow. How did you keep that from me for this long?
I didn't keep it from Sarah. Sarah has
Oh my
That
goodness.
was incredible.
It may be my new favorite.
It was funny watching Chris's reaction. That was great. It was fantastic. I don't even know how I can follow that up, honestly.
I know, it's going to be tough.
It doesn't really matter. It was just about playing the jingle. So this bit could be great or not. It's okay.
All right. So we're doing the history.
I don't know. Are we?
Are we? That's what we've got going on? All right. So
Yeah, go for it.
So let's see. Hannukah is also called the Festival of Lights. It's a holiday meaning dedication. It's celebrated for 8 nights at the end of the year because it goes by the Hebrew calendar instead of the Gregorian calendar that we are used to using. So 2,000 years ago, foreign rulers tried to take over Jerusalem.
The Nazis.
And they... see, we're used to this, honestly, because it happens to us quite a bit. Well,
is it Hamas?
More than once, more than twice. There's a lot going on over there, honestly.
I didn't know about this. Just sweep it under the rug.
Apparently for 2,000 years or something like that. So if you can believe it, they went in there and they wanted to tell them to stop practicing Judaism. They just hate when we do that. So they went in there. They tore apart the sacred temple of Jerusalem. They destroyed it. They started praying to false gods. They started slaughtering pigs at the altar of the temple.
They slaughtered cops at the...
Wow.
Listen, we don't eat pigs. Apparently we love them or something. So
interesting.
Like
it's
you have them as
wrong for
pets?
them. I've never seen that happen, but
So you don't eat
maybe.
bacon?
Yeah, it's like...
okay. Well, we're not supposed to.
Is your
I eat
Bible
bacon. I
Charlotte's
love
Web?
bacon.
You have
Oh,
all
my
these
goodness.
Jewish folks just putting some pig out on the bar.
Before you go on, like all this doom and gloom is great and all, but I think it would have been a lot funnier if whoever was trying to sabotage Hanukkah just like sprinted into the house and just blew out the candles, so they forgot what day. Like the Jews would just forget what day it was. So much more menacing and so much more funnier than slaughtering pigs. But go on, I'm invested.
They didn't have candles then. All right. That's the whole thing with Hanukkah. All right. So when this huge army went in to destroy the temple, the tiny little Jewish rebellion went in. Judah Maccabee was his name.
Oh, I've heard of him.
All right. Yep. He's the one.
He makes the tuna, right? The Maccabee tuna.
Yeah, something like that. He went in. He fought against the big army and won with his tiny little army. And when they went back and cleaned up the temple, they found one little jar of lamp oil that was supposed to only last for one night. And they used it up, and it actually lasted for 8 nights. And that is why we light a menorah for 8 nights. Yep.
Well,
So there you have
Jesus
it.
fed like thousands of people with 1 fish and 1 glass of wine. So your little menorah thing is a little basic.
8 days of burning isn't the most impressive thing I've heard as far as biblical
I
stories
have to
go.
buy a lot of candles, so I wish my candles would last 8 days.
I think
but
that's Big Jew just trying to get
It's
you to buy.
Big Jew trying to sell you more candles.
Yeah, I think they're like, why would we sell them 1 jar of oil? We could sell them 8 candles every year.
and here's the thing. Technically, you are supposed to use candles that were made in Israel.
Oh.
And when you go to the store and the Jewish people only get that one little end cap,
Yes,
Right.
all of the
Yes.
candles are very expensive at that. So they give
made
you
in China.
very limited options at a very high price.
Smart
and I don't even
business.
think they're kosher, really, if you think about
I
it.
wouldn't eat a candle. Is that what kosher is? What is it? So
Yeah. Kosher is
is it for food?
kosher eating, but we also say like if something's not okay, it's not kosher.
Could I be kosher? Like, could I be? And I'm seriously asking. Could a rabbi bless me and my meat? Like, I don't like. No, see, like I don't know how that works. Can he only bless meat, or can he bless people? Because I'm made of meat.
Sarah blesses Lewis's meat every night.
I think he blesses her.
Let's see. That's a good question, actually. I mean, I've been blessed, but that was the process of conversion. All right. So
So you are kosher.
I am kosher,
Wait.
but I had to dedicate to a lifetime of
I
Judaism.
don't think I can do that.
Are you going to follow?
No, I can't. I've already dedicated my life to Christ. Who's this guy
So-
that I believe in?
So Sarah, when you go to a restaurant
And Scott.
you ask for kosher food? Like that's all you eat is
Absolutely
kosher
not.
food? Oh no.
No.
Okay.
No, I eat bacon. No, kosher food is like, it does have to be blessed before you eat it. You're not allowed to have meat and cheese together. Like there's separate kitchens
Why is it a
for
sin?
that.
And why can't they just bless it?
That's for the next episode of Thoughts on a Jew, because I didn't Google that. Okay. No.
Next on Thoughts of a Jew, why we can't eat bacon, egg, and cheese? I'm actually curious. I'm sorry if my ignorance
I would like
is
to-
offensive to anybody, but like I am very curious. Like, why can't a rabbi just bless a cheeseburger? I'm serious. Why can't a cheeseburger? Like, why can't a cheeseburger be kosher?
I need to find that out.
Right.
Honestly, I didn't think about it because it doesn't apply to me because I love cheeseburgers.
Right.
So, I just never really, I respect it, but I don't understand it.
So is this why there's no Jews in football? With the pigskin, they can't handle the pigskin.
That's a good question. I don't know. No, you know what? I just don't think you can eat it, Scott.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
So Mike Tyson can't play football.
He's Muslim.
Is
Pretty
he?
sure. I think so. Oh, that was Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, wrong.
Different.
Wrong boxer.
Wrong boxer. All boxers are the same to me.
So, Sarah, was that it for history?
Yes, that's everything. That's the gist of it.
Okay.
We get presents for 8 nights, and it's fantastic.
But where do the presents come in? You've never once mentioned anything about presents. You mentioned a lot of like death and destruction and pig slaughtering, but never about presents. Is this just to like wipe everything under the
Jewish
rug?
person being, and a Jewish
mentioned
person
the
being
menorah.
stingy about oil and making it last for 8 days.
Yeah, I think it's just really good oil.
You know what?
Think about it.
I never thought of it
I
like
actually
that.
think the opposite.
That really makes a lot of sense.
So, okay. So, yeah, but where do the presents come in? Why presents just because oil lasted for 8 days?
We're just celebrating. What's a celebration without presents, I suppose?
That's true.
That is, I can't argue that.
There's always when there's a happy holiday, there's always presents, some form.
So Passover is not happy, right? You're happy you get off work, but it's not a happy holiday.
Well, if I did get off work, yes, but no, it's not supposed to be a happy holiday. I mean, it's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both.
My cousin sent me something for Pearl Harbor Day the other day. I think Sarah's onto something about this whole gift thing.
I'm going to be sending gifts for January 6th day, Insurrection Day. So, Sarah, do you guys light the menorah at home? Do you celebrate Hanukkah other than just gift giving?
So the story is understood in the house, but we light the menorah. We don't do the whole 8 days because we do both holidays in the house. So we don't go overboard, but we definitely light the menorah every night. When I remember when Hanukkah starts, and so I usually every year get it every night.
I totally blacked out and just heard that.
Well, you guys already know that. You guys already know that part. I remember every night to light the menorah. I get something else every night.
So are the kids then getting left out of the 8 presents because you don't remember?
Oh, wow.
No, well, see, they only get like one anyways.
Wait a second.
Okay.
See, when I was raised, okay, I was raised in a household that had both sides. So
There were very fine people on both sides, in other words.
Very fine people. My mom's side of the family is actually Baptist and my father's Jewish. So my mother decided that she wanted to raise us Jewish. So we would do all 8 nights of Hanukkah. And then for Christmas, we wouldn't do a tree or anything like that. But the side of the family that celebrates Christmas, we would open their gifts on Christmas. So for our house, we kind of do, a gift to make sure that they get something for each holiday. Doesn't have to be every night.
Well, I think it does.
Well, listen, I got socks and underwear some nights, okay? Is that really considered a gift?
Well, yeah, if you need them. I mean, I love getting socks and underwear.
Well, at our age, yes. But when you're younger, you're like, oh, thanks, Mom. Thanks for the book and for the underwear.
Did they blow out the candle one night because they're like, oh, we forgot, or we, like, why are we skipping out on the gifts now?
You know what? Now you're going to force me to do it for 8 days.
Yes.
We're going to start next year because this year we went all out this year. So
hold on. How is it fair that you go all out for Christmas, but Hanukkah just gets kind of brushed to the side? Swept under the rug, if you will.
What if Hanukkah and Christmas overlap? Then I just make sure to kind of give them a bunch of gifts and it just...
Use different wrapping paper.
That's so much wrapping paper. There's wrapping paper from me, from Santa, and then you're going to throw in Hanukkah.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm going to have to buy a lot of wrapping paper.
I love when Hanukkah's before Christmas, and I kid you not, this is not a joke. This is not satire, because the Hanukkah wrapping paper is on sale by the time Christmas comes. So I buy the Hanukkah wrapping paper because like 50% off, and I wrap everybody's gifts in wrapping paper.
The joke's on you. The Hanukkah wrapping paper is always 50% off. Okay, that's just the base price.
I do want to ask a question to our listeners. Does anybody have a Hanukkah bush at home?
No.
Because if you do, there's a quick solution to that. That's manscaped.com. By using code NNF, that can get you a percentage off of that Hanukkah bush. Nobody wants a Hanukkah bush after the holidays, so please use the promo code NNF for a discount on your below-the-waist grooming tools.
And by the way, yes, Ryan, I am wearing my yarmulke. See. All right, are you guys ready for Word of the Week?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes, 100%.
All right, the return.
Praise your Savior, let him speak. It's Lord Remy's word of the week.
What is going on, everybody? It's me, Remy, Lord Remy, actually. I am sitting on top of my throne. I'm reading this magazine, and you know what? A word came up to me. Like, it just popped out, and I kind of want to read this word, all right? So plug in your ears, guys, and here we go. Extrapolate. All right, extrapolate. Extrapolate is a term commonly used in various fields, including mathematics, statistics, and science. At its core, extrapolation involves estimating or projecting beyond the known or observed data points to make predictions or draw conclusions about unobserved or future values. This process relies on the assumption that trends or patterns observed in the existing data will continue into the uncharted territory. Now, here's a little history for you guys for the word extrapolate. The word extrapolate has its roots in Latin. It is derived from the combination of two Latin words, extra, meaning beyond, and polare, meaning to polish or to refine. The term evolved over time, eventually taking on the specific meaning of extending or projecting beyond existing data or observations. The concept of extrapolation has been used in various forms throughout history, particularly in mathematical and scientific contexts. However, the term itself gained prominence in the 19th and 20th centuries as mathematical and statistical methods became more sophisticated. All right, guys. Now here's your lovely joke for the word of the week, and I got a little joke for you guys, and that is what do homosexuals and mice have in common? They both hate pussies. That's right, guys. What do homosexuals and mice have in common? They both hate pussies. And you know what, guys? That will do it for the word of the week, and that word of the week was extrapolate.
I didn't hear it the first time, so yeah, I'm glad.
Hi, this is Abby with the correct pronunciations to last week's word of the week and the words I'm learning in middle school. It has been so long since I've done this segment, so I have no idea how Remy did last week. The last time I did this segment, Mary was still on the podcast. Defense won championship, one player did not make a team, and winning all of your games mattered. A lot has changed. Also, my dad's worst nightmare came true. His biggest allies in college football playoff scandal are Rick Scott and Ron DeSantis. In appreciation for their service, my dad used Rachel's credit card to buy 10 copies of Justice for All by the J6 Choir. Honestly, the only reason I'm here tonight is because I thought Kimmy Gibbler from Full House was going to be here. So this week's middle school word of the week is going to be a Jewish slang. This week's word is schmooze. Schmooze is to chat or to make small talk. At certain functions, schmoozing might be done in order to network or impress someone. Nick Saban, the SEC, and ESPN schmoozed the College Football Playoff Committee. Happy Hanukkah. That's all for me. Slay Queens and Mazel Tov.
Praise your Savior, let him speak. It's Lord Remy's word of the week.
Well, she also had a lot to say about, defenses winning championships and not just one player makes a team and winning games actually matter.
Can we talk about that a little bit, Scott? Whether it's this segment or next segment, I'd like to talk just briefly about that.
Okay, we'll talk about it next segment.
Okay,
There's more that we've got to get into with Sarah, but Sure, we can talk about it. We're not a sports podcast, but, why not? We're going to do a duck race real quick. Right,
we are. Yes, we are.
We're actually going to do two.
We're going to do two.
And this is for our... Yeah, this is for our Patreon members, our clubhouse, our friends with benefits. So if you'd like to enter into these contests, just for $2 a month, become a Patreon member, and then you could win some cool prizes.
So if you did not hear Remy's joke, he did share it again in the Twitch chat.
Oh, good.
All right. I'm going to shuffle, start. What is this for? The mug or the tote? Did
this
you
is
say
for
that
the
already?
mug.
Oh,
this is
mug,
for the mug.
which you could have a mug just like this one if you so choose.
Choose your design. And, okay, Jared's out to an early lead.
Now, early leads are never good.
Remy.
I'm not going to lie.
Good.
Never good.
Never good.
But I'll tell you what. He's got his stream has died.
Oh, here comes Remy. Here comes
Michael
Remy.
X.
Oh, Michael X.
Michael X.
Who's already owed. Michael X has already owed a prize.
With the
and now
win.
2 prizes.
Wow.
Michael X.
Congratulations.
Nice. Congratulations.
That was an impressive win. And he won it with the Santa hat on.
I love
Very
it.
festive
I love
of
it.
you.
Yes.
Very festive.
Very
of you.
insensitive since this is the Hannukah episode.
I know. Well, we're going to give you a pass. We're going to give you a pass because you are, in fact, Jewish. So I think that it was in good spirit.
All right. So now this is for the tote, the No New Friends tote.
Oh.
You pick your design.
We're doing it back to back. Okay.
Yeah. So Michael X, email me. Actually, I can get your address from Chris.
Yeah, just
and
text me.
send
So
you that. Just let me know what design you want on the coffee mug, and I'll get that to you. No New Friends Podcast at yahoo.com. Just email me your information. All right. This is for the tote bag.
Tote bag's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's a cool idea. All right.
Not
We
tote
are
bag,
off.
Sarah. Tote. Not toke.
Tara with the
early lead. Then we have, it looks like Star Master Ryan is in. Oh, he's pulling ahead, though. Star
This is a really close one. Oh my gosh, who's this coming up?
Don't wreck yourself.
Who's
Here comes Jaws Robert. Jaws Robert from the rear. And there he is. Jaws Robert with the tote bag. Congratulations.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this might be Jaws' first win.
I believe it is his first win.
Congratulations. Couldn't go to a more deserving Patreon member. Jaws, you were in every single one of our lives that you can make. You're active in the chat. Thank you for being a supporter of the podcast. Glad we could get you something here.
Awesome.
Merry Hannukah.
Merry Hannukah. Once again, if you want to be in our duck races to win all sorts of cool prizes, just join our Patreon for as low as $2 a month. That's our clubhouse. Become a friend with benefits, and you can do that. Just visit our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. Click on Join Our Clubhouse. You're listening to the No New Friends Podcast. We'll be right back.
Hey, you want to join a cult? Well, this might be your lucky day. For just $2 a month and a simple blood oath, you can join our clubhouse and become a friend with benefits. In addition to the amazing feeling of donating to the poor, you will have access to Patreon exclusive content, live shows, and maybe even a behind-the-scenes look at my secret stash. To get started, head on over to nonewfriendspodcast.com and hit Join Our Clubhouse. Can't wait to see you at the initiation ceremony. Oh, and in the chat during our live shows, of course.
Hey there, Scott here. You all know I like to spend time wandering the neighborhood on my big wheels or hanging out at the park with my fedora and my Bud Light. So I don't have time to clean my own house. That's why I've been using I Believe services for the past 6-7 years, and they're the best in commercial and residential cleaning. They're also doing carpet shampooing at such a reasonable price. Just check them out. That's ibelieveservices.us. Give them a call, 407-928-4595, and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Hi, this is Eddie Deason. This is the No New Friends podcast. This is Mandark. Ha 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 ha.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast. If you listen to us on Spotify or Apple or anywhere else that allows you to give ratings and reviews, we would really love a 5-star rating and a great review. We'll read them on air. We love that kind of stuff. Also, if you want to email us a question or anything you may want to be read on air, we're great with advice, I think. I mean, we could give some good adulting advice. Just email us, nonewfriendspodcast@yahoo.com. We would love that kind of stuff. Yes, Chris.
Scott, I actually have a review this week. It was emailed personally to me.
Fantastic.
This comes from I'm sorry if I mispronounced this. This comes from a Luis Avila. I think Avila. You know this guy?
Ovula?
Avila, I think it is.
Avila.
He says,
Ovulate.
He says, let me pull it up. Hold on. It says, great podcast. Never regretted being a Patreon member of this podcast. Although, if you do sign up for Patreon and you do become friends with one, if not all, of the hosts, do not expect them to remember your birthday. So it sounds like he really likes the podcast. I don't know what the last reference, because I wished him a happy birthday, so I have no idea what.
I definitely wished him happy birthday.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Sarah, did you not wish him happy birthday?
I don't know.
Oh, trust me, I wished him a happy birthday.
She promised him a happy birthday.
So, okay, Sarah, obviously Christmas is way more mainstream than Hanukkah. So what has that been like in your life? Work parties, they don't have a Hanukkah party. It's unless it's in New York, they only have Christmas parties.
That's very true. I've never been to a Hanukkah party in New York. Have you?
No, I haven't, but there's a lot of Jews in New York. A lot.
Well, then I need to meet one because I'd love to go to a Hanukkah party. Listen, we never get anything. I told you, we just get the little end cap all the time. I've been to like one Hanukkah party, and it was where everybody at the synagogue sat like cafeteria style while they passed around latkes, and I was sitting next to like Gertrude, so I don't think I would consider that really a Hanukkah party per se. But yeah, they don't do very much for us. This year I got a little menorah at work, so I'm in charge of texting the group chat to let everybody know that you have to light the next candle, guys, because nobody else is going to know to do that.
They remember to turn on the Christmas tree, though. It's like, hey, let's flip on all the Christmas lights, but we're going to forget to light the menorah.
There's 8 Christmas trees around my job, but I did get my little menorah.
That is actually pretty disrespectful.
Like, Sarah, what do you want? There's 8 candle holders. Okay, 8 candle holders, 8 Christmas tree. It's fine. What do you want?
There you go. I guess they were trying to match the candles there.
Yeah, any more than one menorah is like try hard Jew. Okay, so let's reel it in a little bit.
Yeah, and because I work in a hotel, they made sure to put it in the restaurant because that's where I work. They didn't put it like at the front desk.
The break room.
It wasn't in the lobby. It's at the host stand, but when your hotel isn't occupied with many people, then even less go in the restaurant. So are we really celebrating? Is it just me that knows it?
Right. They put it up until they open, and they're like, okay, first guest, get rid of the menorah. It's kind of like,
exactly.
We would play music in the kitchen, but it was an open kitchen. So once the first guest, we have to turn off the music. Can't have the music playing out there. Any other discrimination type things around the holidays?
No, I don't get it very often because I don't partake as much as I should, so I don't have to deal with it very much, thank goodness. But, I'm sure there is somewhere out there in the world.
I don't think Jews are discriminated against much.
Minimally, but somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah. I really do want to see people just running into Jewish people's house and blowing out a menorah, though. I do think, I think that's the solution to anti-Semitism. I think that's a really playful way to like be mean to Jewish people. Like, just blow out a menorah candle. Don't stop all the other stuff. We have enough death. Stop all the death. Let's just blow out some candles. I think that's kind of funny.
Well, you're supposed to let them burn all the way down, right? You're not supposed to, they're supposed to go out themselves.
So you blow it out.
So We used to be afraid, like my brother and I, we used to be afraid to like walk past it too quickly. What would happen to us if we let a candle go out?
Harry comes and beats you.
Hold on. Hannukah Harry, the mensch on a bench. I don't believe that for a minute, Sarah. You and your brother were trying to see who could light up their joint and not get caught from the menorah.
That was at a later age. It may or may not have happened at a later age, but definitely we're afraid of what might happen if a candle went out unintentionally.
Oh boy. All right. Are you guys, we've got another Travels and Tribulations from a Sophisticated Gentleman. So let's get into that.
Let's do it.
What shall it bring when the gentleman rings on Travels and Tribulations?
All right, No New Friends gang. I found my time machine this past week, and I've inputted the coordinates to take me to upcoming holidays so that I can try to find Santa Claus around Christmas. Looks like I'm in the Middle East, though. Oh gosh, no matter what I say, I feel like people online are going to persecute me. Wait a minute. No, this is the first Hannukah. Looks like I'm inside of a temple. Wow, looks like the candles are burning super well. This is incredibly thrilling stuff to a pyromaniac, I guess. Looks like all the people here are celebrating. Let's hear some of the music that they've got.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
I've got a big nose.
Wow, quite the selection they've got here. Very exciting stuff. Looks like Chris is in the corner gambling with the dreidel. Not really sure how that works. Scott's got some potato pancakes. Looks like he is taunting the one random Irish guy that accidentally wandered into here. Just gonna grab some water. Oh, crap, I spilled the water on the candles. Anyways, there's no way Santa Claus is out of here, and these people are looking pretty angry. I'm gonna get out of here before they throw some bagels at me. Oh, wow, what a nice place. Looks like I made it to Hawaii. This is awesome. Hold on, what are those noises? Oh my god, it's Pearl Harbor Day. This is incredible. Hold on, is that Chris up in that plane there? Huh, I wonder if my ancestors are doing a flyby by any chance. Anyways, with all the bombs that they're about to drop here, it's like they're a part of the Al crowd. You know, Al-Qaeda, Al Jazeera, Albert. Oh, sorry, that was a stupid joke. That joke bombed.
84 years later.
It is now time for let's get into this week in Disney history.
It's time for your daily dose of Disney magic. Welcome to This Day in Disney History.
On December 7th, 1939, Pearl Harbor was attacked by an array of planes, launching the United States into World War II and leading Walt Disney to make a parade of cartoons about it. Well, guys, Pearl Harbor was crazy, but at least it's over. Check this out.
Oh my god, the destruction's horrible. And to make matters worse, they didn't even bring sushi. What is this nonsense? The next thing you know, they're going to be exporting cat girls to the United States.
To our wonderful listeners, I just want to apologize for playing that horrible clip that may have offended some of you. We are not that kind of podcast, and we will never do something like this again. We are so sorry. And Pearl Harbor is no laughing matter. Just like Chris Notes. On December 16th, 1979, the world was terrified as...
5 days earlier.
Wow, what holiday is this? Oh wow, it's Lewis's birthday. And surprise, surprise, once again, Scott didn't mention the birthday of somebody very significant to No New Friends on the show. I'm sure Classic Ryan and I could make a support group that Lewis could be a part of. It's okay though, I think Scott's gotten what he deserved after I slipped a $100 bill over to the National NCAA football conference thingamajig that decides who makes it into the top four. I wonder what Scott's doing today instead of wishing Lewis a happy birthday. Hold on, is he in the bathroom here? Scott, what are you doing, man?
the teeth, the lips, the tip of the tongue.
Oh, ew, it sounds like he's looking at photos of the AT&T girl again. Well, anyway, Lewis, I want to wish you a very happy birthday. I am a friend of yours, so I hope that you have a good day. From me, the sophisticated gentleman.
Hey, Sophisticated, what's going on? Thank you for the birthday wishes, dude. I told Scott that my birthday was coming up, and he interrupted me, and he pulled a Kanye. He said, I'm gonna let you finish, but mine is coming up, and I'm throwing a party. No wonder he didn't wish me a happy birthday. He didn't even let me finish. And now I know how racist feels. Anyway, I have to go. My kid swallowed a baby well. I have to go to the ED.
Well, hey, Lewis, I'm sorry that Scott completely ignored you. I mean, just gonna say some friends are made to last, and other friends decide to start hosting another episode in place of their other friend and then end up canceling that episode after only 2 installments. Anyways, although I got to have some super cool experiences seeing Jewish people and Japanese people and Lewis, I still didn't find Santa Claus. Maybe I'll have to reprogram this time machine. I'm gonna see what I can do, and I'll call you again next week. Is George Takei dating Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Sophisticated gentleman, that may have been your best work yet.
I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even gonna. That was the best.
Yeah, it was hard to beat the commercial one, the slam ads, but that was top notch. Really
incorporating
good, really
Remy
good.
into that. I think one of the
Yes.
best jokes I've ever heard on this podcast was Pearl Harbor is no laughing matter, just like Christmas. That was a really good. Bravo.
All right, so might as well get to this. We're not a sports podcast, but there's already been references about the travesty that has happened in college football. So,
are we talking about Pearl Harbor Day, or are we talking about college football?
This is worse. This is worse than Pearl Harbor Day. Okay, so Sarah, let me just fill you in because you have no idea what's going on. I'm going to make this as quick as
whatsoever.
possible. Yeah, because I really was not planning on talking about this. So, Florida State, my team, they went 13-0 this year, okay, including winning the conference championship, the ACC championship, okay? They're in what's called a Power 5 conference, which are the 5 best conferences in college football, the 5 major conferences. So they go undefeated the whole year. There's only 2 other Power 5 teams that went undefeated, okay? Michigan and Washington. Well, Alabama comes from out of nowhere. They're the number 8 team in the country, and they beat number 1 Georgia in the SEC championship. Okay, so the way the end of the college football season works is this committee gets together and they pick the 4 best teams to play in the playoffs. Okay, based on rankings, and this is so I could do an entire episode on this where. A week prior, the committee put Florida State as number 4. Okay. So 3 weeks ago, our star quarterback goes down with an injury, season-ending injury. He's done. Okay. But it doesn't matter. We still win the game he gets injured in, the game against our rivals, the Florida Gators in Gainesville, and then the ACC championship with not our second string quarterback, our third string quarterback, a true freshman, had only thrown the ball 4 times before that. Okay. They're playing against Louisville, the number 20 offense in college football. And we hold the number 20 offense in college football to 6 points.
Did you blow them out?
We won by multiple scores. So is that a blowout? Well, I don't know.
I would assume that the quarterback probably had like 400, 500 passing yards in that game.
He did not. He had 55 passing yards.
Oh, that was only 55 more than I did that day. That's actually, yeah.
But FSU got more offensive yards than Michigan, who was put into the Michigan is now the number 1 team, who had less yards in their conference championship than we did. So Selection Sunday comes out, and this is when they unveil the playoff team. Right. So it's Michigan is number 1. Washington's number 2, both undefeated teams, both won their conference championship. They should be number 1 and 2. We should have been number 3 as the only other undefeated Power 5 conference champion. No, Texas comes in at number 3. Texas did win their Power 5 conference championship, but they have 1 loss. So then number 4 comes up. Should have been Florida State if we weren't at 3, but no, it was Alabama Crimson Tide, who lost to Texas, but they beat Georgia. So it's a lot of controversy because we're taught growing up that if you win all your games, you get to play for a championship. And when the college football playoff committee was asked why Florida State got left off, they said, well, when they lost their starting quarterback, they were a different team. So we were also taught in youth sports that one player does not make a team, right? It's a whole team.
Yep.
We're also told defense wins championships. And clearly our defense won the ACC championship. They held the number 20 offense to 6 points. So we got absolutely screwed. There's a lot of theories. The SEC brings in a lot of money to ESPN and to college football because they're like this huge power conference. You know, the best teams are in the SEC. Well, they had a losing record out of conference games against Power 5 opponents, and the ACC had a winning record. ACC is what Florida State is in. ACC had a winning record against the SEC this year.
Sarah, you still look a little confused. So I'll dumb it down a little bit. Not because you're dumb, but just dumb it down from like a sports perspective. I do want to give a different analogy about this so in 2020 we had this pandemic, and the leaders of your state did not believe in it, but there were experts on the matter. And much like the leaders of your state are biased for their votes and stuff, they were going to go with the people, almost like a dean at a college would side with their student body. So, but there's experts on this matter, almost like people that sit on the board of selecting what teams should be, hypothetically speaking, what teams should be in the college playoffs. Let me finish, Scott. So what I'm trying to say here is that we all know that masks don't work 100%, but the experts say that you should wear them. And people like Scott wore them, even though the leaders of his state, who were biased to their people, said that they shouldn't wear them. So, but you do have experts on this topic saying to wear masks. So people, again, hypothetically speaking, people like someone like Scott listen to these experts because they know more than he will ever know on the subject. And he's, because there's not just, Scott's not like one of these dumb Florida voters that are, these people are pandering to him. He's intelligent. So Scott listened to the experts on the topic and without questioning them, wore the mask to stop the spread. Also, totally unrelated, but me and Scott were on the phone the other day, and he was talking about how Alabama should get a chance to be in the playoffs because they got hot at the end of the season, and that they're a different team than they were in the beginning of the season. So hypothetically speaking, again, if a team were not the same team they were at the beginning of the season, towards the end of the season, I think based on Scott's requirements, they probably shouldn't make it to these college football playoffs. All I'm trying to say is that every decision Scott has made the last couple of years, I agree totally with, and he's a very rational thinker. Go ahead, Scott.
I did not say that Alabama should get in because they're a different team than they were. I said the argument is that they are a different team than they were at the beginning of the year. But
it's a good argument.
They barely beat they barely beat Auburn by 3 points. A 6-6 team.
So you're saying barely being a team doesn't carry a lot of weight?
I'm saying a win is a win, but what I'm saying is the rationale used by the CFP committee was Alabama's a different team. Well, they're not. They almost lost to Auburn. How is that making them a different team? How does that put them in the college football playoffs ahead of Florida State?
No, you know what? And
who went undefeated and overcame adversity to win without not only their starting quarterback, but their second string quarterback.
You know what? I do get that, and I understand why you're so passionate about it, being an FSU grad and all, and just being strong.
I'm an FSU grad.
Oh, so why don't you just pick another team? Just pick Alabama.
No.
Why not? You have no ties.
No, I will never root for an SEC team because they grease the wheels of this committee. They fund a lot of these conspiracies. And no, but Chris, here's the really bad thing. And Abby brought this up in her thing. I've been looking for allies, and there's a lot. There's a lot of allies.
Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, Rick Scott and Ron DeSantis has gotten in, as well as Jim Parsons, not from Big Bang Theory, but the CFO of Florida, which I didn't even know we had a CFO in the state of Florida.
Yes.
But they are giving Florida State $1 million towards litigation against the college football playoff committee. And I'm like, I'm seeing JJ Watt as an ally, Booger McFarland as an ally, Richard Sherman as an ally. We've got all these allies all over the place saying how we got screwed and this is so bad for the sport. And then we have Ron DeSantis and Rick Scott. I'm like, no, guys, stay out of this. We want credibility in this argument. Please stay out of it.
Don't make it worse.
Yeah, of course, there's a Republican representative saying, well, the corruption of college football is rearing its evil head with ESPN and Disney being money hungry. Litigations will follow. So anyway,
it seems like you're on the right side of history then.
I am. Well, clearly I'm not, because that was a historic decision. It was the first time they've ever left an undefeated Power 5 conference champion out of the college football playoffs.
Well, listen, it's everybody was wondering this whole season, like what kind of noise FSU would make if they got into the college football playoffs. So I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know.
And it's a shame, because we were so bad for a couple of years, and we've got this huge rise led by Jordan Travis and our coach Mike Norvell. And Travis goes out and the team rallies around him. I mean, Chris, I cried twice this year in college football. One, when Jordan Travis got hurt, and I've never cried during a football game. And the second was when we won the ACC championship, because it was such this hard fought, grinding game. I mean, Louisville is first and goal from the 5-yard line. Okay. And we stop them on first down. We stuff them on second down, and then we intercept the ball in the end zone on third down. I mean, that defense was not going to let Louisville score outside of the 2 field goals. And it was just, they willed us to victory. And it was just amazing. And that's the mark of a true champion. And we'll never be able to show how good our team really was. And it wasn't just about one player. So here's my argument to end the thing. The committee said, well, when Jordan Travis went down, as unfortunate as it was, they were a different team. So then the CFP pretty much says Jordan Travis earned the Heisman. Give him the Heisman. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, I think it could be a little bit
Scott's conspiracy corner.
I could. My conspiracy is that the spirits of the Seminoles that were killed actually were tired of FSU just using them as a mascot, and that's why they voted against them being in, because that's pretty racist.
No, that's okay. That's so far from true, because every year, especially when people start saying, "Oh, it's insensitive" and all that, the chief of the Seminole Indian tribe, Seminole Native American tribe, whatever they're called now, will take the spear and throw the spear during the game. And there's a huge collaboration between the Seminole Indian tribe and the Florida State University.
Yeah, no, all the middle-aged white people in the stands with their nice feather headdresses and war paint. It's in very good taste.
Not cultural appropriation at all.
It is playing tribute to the Seminole Indian tribe. We have Heritage Days where we wear the Seminole Indian tribe colors. I don't know. What do they call it? It's not the Seminole Indian tribe. What do we call them?
You're the expert. I don't know.
I'm not the expert on what we call on.
I think we just call them the Seminole tribe.
The Seminole tribe. Perfect.
I don't think that we specify, what group.
I'm not an expert on avoiding racial slurs. Okay. I'm an expert on college football. And Chris, to your point about the experts in the room telling us to wear masks and all that, there were no experts in that room. Okay. This was all middle-aged white men. They probably just voted to put bans on abortions because they think they know things, and they don't. They don't know things.
I think you're 100% right, actually.
Anyway, for those of you who are still with us through this sports talk, I apologize for that. It was not my intent to go down the sports road, but Chris egged me on. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast. We'll be right back.
There are 3 things that I hate in life: taxes, nausea, and booking vacations. The first 2 I'm stuck with, but for the third, I use Sandpiper Vacations. Sandpiper Vacations is a small business that is LGBTQ+ owned and operated with travel advisors all over the country. Whether it's a cruise, a trip to a theme park, or an all-inclusive resort, Sandpiper has you covered. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's free. Why book a vacation when you can have someone else do it for you? That's like choosing to take the stairs in a building that has an elevator. Leave the headaches of booking a vacation to someone else. Get your quote today at www.sandpipervacations.com and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Hi, this is Bruce Valanche, and you're listening to the No New Friends podcast. Unless they look like Matt LeBlanc in the early days, he could be my friend.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast. Don't forget, the season of giving secret word of the week is somewhere hidden in the episode. It's not really that hidden. I mean, you hear the Christmas music and then you hear me say, hey, this is a secret word. So it's not like really hidden. It's there. You just have to listen. But make sure you email me because that word's going to expire in 7 days. And we're giving away a $250 Visa gift card. I do have some entries, so you do get extra entries if you're a Patreon member, depending on what tier. So get those submissions in so that we can fill up that drawing box. We want to give away. We're excited about giving away some money. Are you guys ready to play Jersey Man, Florida Man?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
It's now time for the No New Friends podcast, Season of Giving Secret Word Contest. Remember, you only have 7 days from the release of this episode to email the secret word to nnfcontests@gmail.com. This secret word will expire on December 17th. And remember, you also get extra entries if you are a Patreon member, a Clubhouse member. The extra entries will depend on what level tier you are. This week's secret word is Costco. The secret word again is Costco. Go ahead and email that word to nnfcontests@gmail.com. It expires on December 17th, 2023. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Whether flipping a fan boat or crashing a truck, these states are filled with people who suck. So it's time for us to play New Jersey Man versus Florida Man.
Every week, Game Master Ryan brings us 2 news stories. One is from Jersey, one is from Florida. It is up to us to figure out which one is which. Take it away, Ryan.
Hey guys, this is Ryan coming to you from the No New Friends newsroom located this week at Sarah's Hannukah celebration. I'm not really sure what Hannukah is, but then again, I don't know a whole lot about the Jewish traditions. This isn't the one where they cut off a part of a baby's penis, is it? I really hope not. Oh, this is the one where they light the candles? Is setting things on fire really the best tradition for the Jewish community? Oh, hey, there's Lewis. Hey, Lewis, happy belated birthday to your belated grandfather.
Hey, what's going on, Ryan? Thank you for the birthday wishes, dude. I really appreciate it. Nope, I'm still waiting for Scott to wish me a happy birthday. I guess I should change my name to Ryan since now I'm part of your club.
I did text
people that he forgets to wish happy birthday to. Ryan and Sophisticated. Even though I told him 3 days prior. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. He says he never drinks, but that day he was already 6 Bud Lights in. And it was only 10:30. I told him. Well, I got a text that day from him on my birthday that he needed his grass cut. Something about his HOA not doing the rounds around his neighborhood that day, so I was allowed to go in. I don't know. I think that was weird, but
I did say the game was open.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Remy. Thank you, everyone, for wishing me a happy birthday. And yeah, apparently Scott took a day off from Facebook because even Facebook probably told him that it was my birthday. Anyhow,
how do you think I knew?
Nice seeing you, Ryan.
You know, Lewis, I was a little upset you didn't invite me to your Thanksgiving. But then again, I'm sure all the food was cooked wrapped in corn husks, so I guess I'll be alright. Anyways, well, I invited Remy to come along as my +1. But he was scared since we call him Lord Remy, he might get crucified in the front yard for being a false prophet. Speaking of Jewish traditions, did I hear Sarah turned down $100 to ride Tower of Terror? She's really lost touch with her Jewish heritage. Watching that menorah spin is making me more dizzy than when Scott stands up too fast. I don't know if it's age, weight, or a health problem, but he has problems all three, so take your pick. This is a real confusing holiday. I'm more confused than a Floridian being told how basements work. I guess in Florida they only have attics. Rachel has an attic in her house. His name is Scott, and he doesn't drink much. Admitting you have a problem is the first step, Scott. It's been nice hanging out here at Lewis and Sarah's house. They even shared the real story of how they met. Sarah needed her house painted, and Lewis was hanging out beside a Home Depot looking for work for the day. And the rest was history. Then they got married, and Sarah changed her name several years after that. But hey, now she's excited she gets to see her last name spray painted on the side of lawn care trucks. Anyways, I need to get into this Florida man and Jersey man. I have an exam in the morning, and my son just drank a gallon of Pine Sol. I should probably take him to the ED. I really should pay more attention to him. And for our first story, a man is caught on camera urinating on his ex-wife's grave.
Oh.
And for our second story, a man is arrested after hurling sausages at his brother in the backyard.
Okay, so we have urinating on grave and hurling sausages. Sarah, you like sausages. What's your guess?
Well, I was going to guess New Jersey for the sausages, actually. There's more old people, so more cemeteries. I don't know. We drink a lot down here, too, obviously. Example A and B, so there's that.
Chris, your thoughts?
We don't waste sausages up here in New Jersey, so I'm going to guess that's Florida. Pissing on a grave sounds pretty on par with New Jersey.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with Chris. I think peeing on the grave is New Jersey because, I don't know, Northerners, when they get drunk, they have to urinate anywhere. It's a weird thing. Northerners urinate in public and no big deal.
Yeah.
So sausage would be Florida. Yeah. Let's find out the answer.
So our first story is from New Jersey, where a 68-year-old man is caught urinating on his ex-wife's grave almost every morning. He was married to the woman for a short time 40 years ago, but still held a grudge. Man, this guy's more salty than FSU fans right now. So that means our second story is from Florida, where a Florida man was taken to jail after deputies say he hurled sausages at his brother, striking him in the face. If hurling sausages is illegal, Nick may be in trouble because he's been hurling his sausage at Sean since before they were married. Scott's been hurling sausages trying to find his next lover. And in other news, in Wales, police are searching for a serial flasher who is targeting elderly women only. Sounds like this guy has a type. Chris has a type as well. Pretty sure it's type 2. Anyways, that's it for me this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you so much, Ryan. So before we get to Chris, I know you have a top 10 list. So before we get to that, I have to tell you guys, I'm now officially on the IR, the injured list, just like the two of you.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, I've got this foster dog and she's a real sweetheart, but she has this switch that when her and one of the other dogs start kind of like getting into it, she gets into it.
Like sexually?
No, that would be no problem. It's like she's very, and then like they're like at it. I mean, there has been dog blood in my house.
I'm still confused if you mean sexually or not. Everything you're describing is just pointing in that direction.
No. She jumps on the other dogs and pins them to the ground. And it's scary because I've got big dogs and two of them have pit in them, and pits are amazing dogs, but they have that level of they can snap, and it gets really scary. So we're in the kitchen one morning. This is like 4:30 in the morning, and Rachel's making one of her little protein shakes, and I'm about to leave for work, and this dog, her name is Ruby, and then Linda kind of get into it, and they're like up, they're on their back legs, and they're biting each other, like really biting each other. So I try to grab Ruby's collar and I miss, and my hand ends up right in the middle of their mouths. So
you shouldn't do that.
No,
Yeah, typically.
I know. Yeah. So like, I don't know which one did it.
Is that why you're in a full cast right now?
Yes, that's why I'm in a full cast right now. But I mean, you can't really see it, but like, you know, it's all scabbed up now, and like I couldn't close my hand because I thought it was broken. I thought I broke my finger. So that's kind of happening in my life.
I've been there though before. I've been there, bit by a dog. It's awful.
Yeah. And I felt so bad because like my hand was in the wrong place. Now they shouldn't have been fighting, but like they both kind of were assholes and all that. So it just sucks.
Yeah.
We're going to have to find her a home that like doesn't have other animals, because 98% of the time she's fine. But that 2% takes over the 98% because she's just,
of course,
you know, it gets scary. So fast forward to today, my wife had to have oral surgery. She had to have two wisdom teeth taken out. And she's like freaking out about this. Like, she doesn't like needles. And like, Rachel is this strong, independent woman. Like I told her beforehand, like, I'm like, my biggest anxiety is knowing that you're going to be like laid up and I'm going to have to be in charge. And that's very scary. I'm like, remember what happened the last time I was in charge? I fed your mom asbestos. So like, this is a dangerous thing, a dangerous precedent that's been set. And here we are, you are trusting me while you're drugged up. And she said, you're going to do fine. I said, I know. I've charged my phone. My video camera is ready because you're going under, and I cannot wait to get video. Here's the thing. Rachel is this champ. Like they very high pain tolerance, and nothing gets her down or whatever. So she comes out of oral surgery and like never goes to the recovery room. She just walks out. No, she doesn't say anything funny. That could go back to the fact that she's not very funny in general, but she doesn't.
Oh man.
She doesn't say anything funny. She's like with it. A little numb, but she's like changing gauze out herself. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I was like, when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, I was in tears. I wanted to see my mom. I couldn't do anything. It was awful. So I looked at her today and like, she's fine. And I'm like, this is terrible. And she's like, I know. And I'm like, no. Your mouth's going to be fine eventually. I said, but we can't make out. So that doesn't lead to sex. We can't do any of that. You can't use your mouth if you happen to start your period, so can't do anything there.
I'm sure, and you're very concerned about that.
Very concerned, and my hand is out of commission, so I'm fucked. What am I going to do?
Well, I can guarantee you're not fucked.
Right, did you make sure to tell her that she wasn't funny too? Because that would really just guarantee everything.
Yes, that'll go great. Well, when she came out, she had 2 strings on the gauze, and I look at her. I was like, "Did you swallow a tampon? Like, what is going on over there?" It goes in the other hole, babe.
My God, I do have to comment about this dog story, and you might. I don't know if you have to cut this from the episode or not, but it was hilarious to me, and I'm going to share it. So. You text us saying that there was an incident with the dogs, that you got bit by one of the dogs. A couple hours later, I see a Facebook status from Rachel. Hey guys, just a reminder, Ruby's still looking for her forever home.
Not a coincidence, Chris. Not a coincidence.
I didn't think so.
They were lame.
I didn't think so.
The thing is, and if anybody's listening and is thinking about a dog, she is a sweetheart. She's such a good dog, but she just doesn't do well with the other dogs because they, especially Linda and Jack, will definitely tell you what's up. But usually with Linda, she's going to tell you what's up and then she's going to back off. She's going to like kind of jump on you a little bit, bark, and then that's it. But this one, she doesn't handle that well. Like when you do that, she's immediately on defensive mode. But I think, after she had puppies, I think the owners just threw her out in the street. And so she had to defend herself. I mean, like she's got, scratches that are healing from probably other fights. And it's sad because she's a great dog. It's just, she's just not doing well with other. She's fine with other dogs except for that 2% of the time. But after one of the fights today, I looked at Rachel and I said, did we become Michael Vick overnight? Like what's happening here? But
you make her seem like I'm sure she's a great dog, but you're not advertising. You're making her seem like she's a hardened criminal. I mean, like O.J. Simpson was a great football player. He was like bad for like 2% of his life, right? That's a pretty big 2%. I'm not buying an O.J. Simpson jersey.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like she's such a good dog, but that 2% of the time, like it's very high because they all like to get on the couch. So when she gets on the couch, I am on guard because I don't know if that's going to piss off Linda or if it's going to piss off Jack. And then they'll just kind of growl at her. As soon as that happens, she goes into defense mode.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so if you are interested in homing her, there's only 2% chance she'll kill your infant child. Not that high.
It's fine. All right. So, Chris, you've got a top 10 Hannukah list for us.
I do. I have a top 17, but I'm cutting it down to 10 because most of them are just Seth Rogen movies. He's Jewish, so we're just gonna we're gonna start after the first Seth Rogen movie. I don't know why Pineapple Express is it, but anyway. So number 10, Double Holiday. Everybody's favorite Jewish Hanukkah movie. Double Holiday is a Hallmark Channel's much touted Hanukkah movie. Is also kind of Christmassy. Okay, so no good Hanukkah movie is a good Hanukkah movie without half of it being Christmas. This one's about a hard-charging career woman. She gets a promotion opportunity that dashes her Hanukkah plans. Boss asks her, as well as the main competitor for the promotion, to work together on the office Christmas party to demonstrate cooperation and flexibility in multiple different ways. So, it's kind of about Hanukkah, but it's not really. It's really about
it's
Christmas.
Really about Christmas.
That's how it goes.
It's with Christmas featuring a Jewish woman.
Number 9, everybody's favorite Hanukkah movie, A Full Court Miracle, a Disney original movie. Now, this one is based on the original Hanukkah movie. This original Hanukkah movie is based on a real story of Lamont Carr. Very well-renowned Jew, the beloved basketball coach. Now, in the movie, a college basketball star is sidelined from the game because of his knee injury. So he becomes the head coach of Yeshiva's hapless team in Philadelphia.
Wait, topless team?
No, hapless. I'm sorry, not topless. Okay. That's actually, that was number 11. Was about the topless team. Number 8. I'm sure you've heard of this one, Sarah. Crossing Delancey. This was a single woman in New York. She's consumed by a bookshop where she works, and she's not extremely satisfied with her lifestyle for her granddaughter. So she enlists the services of a Jew and this Jewish Mary Poppins. Actually, it's a guy. So this Jewish Mark Poppins. He's a potential suitor. He's a Jewish. He's a working class Jewish pickle vendor.
Oh my God.
Who vies for her attention against another suitor. So this one's a romantic story about a Jewish pickle vendor, because Jewish people can only be pickle vendors.
Or accountants.
Or Number 7, I'm not going to break this one down. 8 Crazy Nights. It's a classic.
Adam Sandler.
This one should probably be a little higher. Number 6, Hitched for the Holidays. A commitment phobic bachelor. Phobic against commitment, goes online in an attempt to fulfill his grandmother's dying wish to see him find a partner. So his grandmother's dying wish is just that her grandson isn't lonely. In New York, he meets another Jewish single New Yorker. So it just the pair agrees to pretend they're together to get through Christmas. So again, not about Hanukkah, but it does involve 2 Jews. Now, number 5 is one that I will be watching this Friday, come Hanukkah. The Hebrew Hammer, part man, part street, 100% kosher. The Hebrew Hammer is an Orthodox Jew played by Adam Goldberg, who goes on a mission to save Hanukkah from Santa's evil son, Damien, who wants to destroy it along with Kwanzaa. So he seems just like he's a little racist. It just seems like a little racist. Yeah, and Dane just posted in chat the Hebrew Hammer, and that is in fact the official poster. Number 4. Another one of everybody's favorite Hanukkah movies, All I Want for Christmas. This flick plays on the theme that Jewish kids feel left out of all the magic that goes along with Christmas. So here, a Jewish boy on his way to disappointingly sunny Florida tries to pursue his holiday dreams by swapping plane tickets with another kid who's on his way to Christmas. This seems actually kind of racist too. Like, why? So this one's like, I hate Hanukkah. I want to celebrate Christmas. Let me trade tickets with this Christian kid. Number 4. That was number 4.
Hold on. So Dane put in chat the movie poster for the Hebrew Hammer. It looks like something that you would have made on the fly for Brain Explosion.
100%. This does not look like a real thing, but it is indeed a real thing. Oh, there's a sequel. Oh,
the Hebrew Hammer versus Hitler.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the synagogue. Actually, I don't think you can say that. But that is I didn't make that up. That is the tagline for the movie. Anyway, coming in at number 3, Menorah in the Middle. Lucy DeVito, Jonah Blatt, and Sarah Silverman. Wow, big actress. Star in this movie that came out in 2022, Sarah turns home for the holiday to introduce her family to her fiance. But that becomes the least stressful event of her stay after she finds out her family is on the verge of losing its Jewish bagel bakery. And her new love is the one who wants to take it. Okay. Number 2, no good Jewish movie is complete without Christmas.
Her new love was about to take her little bagel shop. So it's the plot for You've Got Mail.
But Jewish. Number 2, Mistletoe and Menorahs. That actually sounds beautiful. That'll be the name of Sarah's memoir. Mistletoe and Menorahs.
Oh, I like that.
Menorahs, yep. I know.
Mistletoe and Menorahs.
A hardworking toy executive has to learn about Hanukkah fast. It sounds like Sarah to seal the deal with a new account. So she reaches out to her coworker's friend who's consumed with trying to turn his bachelor pad into a winter wonderland to impress his girlfriend's dad. After initially failing to get along, they realize they need each other's holiday knowledge. Eventually, they learn just how much they have in common. And of course, romance ensues. So she's very much Christian because she's wearing a Christmas sweater and he's wearing a lot of these are just Jewish versus Christmas things.
Oh.
And coming in at number 1, The 8 Gifts of Hanukkah. Inbar Lavi stares at Sarah Levin. They had to go real Jewish with the name there. Sarah Levin.
Yeah.
Yep.
They doubled
Isn't that
down.
your maiden name, Sarah?
It is not.
It's close enough.
She's an optometrist who receives a special gift each night of Hanukkah from a secret admirer. It has all the hallmarks of, a Hallmark movie. But it is the company's first fully Hanukkah-focused film. Okay, so they had to go through all these Christmas Hanukkah films to get to their first Hanukkah film. Needless to say, this was the best Hanukkah movie list. So if there's any Jewish movie producers out there, please.
If there's any Jewish movie producers out there, they're all Jewish.
You know what? You know what's funny is outside of the top 10, American Tail, which I think is Fievel. Yeah, it's Fievel.
Yeah.
He's a young Russian mouse who finds himself separated from his parents on his way to America. I think it's just like a World War II movie. Number 14, American Pickle. That's just a Seth Rogen movie. That is literally just a movie with Seth Rogen in it because he's Jewish. Little Fockers is number 13.
Because he's Jewish.
Fiddler on the Roof, 12. Does that have to do with
Fiddler on the Roof?
Hanukkah at all?
No, nothing to do with Hanukkah. Nothing. It's just
a Jewish movie. They're They just want to be inclusive now. They're just throwing anything at you.
Yeah, that's
Do
a
they
great
have
musical,
Inglourious
though.
Bastards on there too? Because that's my favorite.
That was number 18. Schindler's List came in at number 17. I don't know. I think they were just like scraping the bottom of the pickle barrel on this list. I do have one more list of Jewish drugs to do around the holidays, but I'll save that for next week.
I was just going to ask Sarah if she had a Jewish drug list for us.
Alex, I think I joked about death too much this episode. You ever just feel like a cleanse from No New Friends?
Oh, yeah, always. Every Wednesday after I get done editing the podcast, I need to cleanse.
Yeah, just like a little bit of family-friendly content, right?
Something wholesome.
You have a recommendation?
Our other podcast is the Disney History Podcast, I think would be a great alternative.
Do I have to like Disney?
I mean, it helps.
All right, well, because I love Disney.
Well, that's really good. That's a good start.
Where can I listen to this podcast that I record with you?
Well, our podcast comes out every Tuesday But if you want, you can also go to our YouTube channel, Diz His Pod, and we have all of our past episodes up on there. We also on all social media under Diz His Pod. We do post every week, and we also have our own Patreon, just like No New Friends.
Really? I'm going to have to go check this podcast out that we do together.
Yes, I would love if you listen to our podcast once in a while.
So Nick's not here to do a travel update, but
he's not.
Chris, what do you got coming up on Disses this week?
So I actually, I've been missing Nick a lot, but I did not know how to express it in words. So I tapped the shoulder of ChatGPT to write a poem, and I hope that Nick hears this and enjoys it. Now, if you want to show Nick appreciation, you can head over to sandpipervacations.com and get a free quote for a vacation booked through him for absolutely free. Tell him the No New Friends podcast sent you in that quote. For me, though, I booked a vacation through him. I'm too broke to book another one right now, so instead I wrote him this poem. So ChatGPT, please generate a poem for a gay person who I miss so much because they are in Hawaii. In the land where rainbows kiss the sky, amidst the waves where seagulls fly, a friend so dear in Hawaii's embrace, I miss your laughter, your warm embrace. On shores of sand where the sunsets gleam, you dance in my thoughts like a radiant dream. In the rhythm of hula, in the ocean song, I yearn for the days when you and I belonged. Molten sunsets paint the sky in hues, as trade winds whisper their sweet clues. In the island breeze I feel your spirit soar, across the miles to the distant shore. Palm trees sway with a gentle grace, as memories of your smile I embrace. Through the coconut scent and the ocean's mist, in the aloha spirit, our connection persists. 2 more paragraphs. On the beaches where the waves unite, I send my love like a kite in flight. Though miles apart, our hearts entwine in the dance of palm trees and rhythm divine. Oh, dear friend, in Hawaii's embrace, I send my love adorned with grace. May the islands cradle you as I longingly yearn for the day when you return, like the tides will return.
That was beautiful.
I actually choked up a couple times reading this, especially the yearning for his touch part. But anyway, this week on Disses, we are doing the history on Donald Duck.
Oh, okay.
Which is actually, yeah, it's really fun. We have Ryan from Florida Man versus Jersey Man. So if you like him, tune in. If you don't, wait till next week, because next week we have Scott on.
Me.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Just confirmed when I said we're having Scott on. So thank you, Scott, for confirming.
My pleasure. Didn't know until you said we were having Scott on. So
yeah, it is,
we're on the same page.
It is true. So that's just this week. Daffy Duck. Oh my gosh. Damn it. I went the whole episode without saying Daffy Duck on This Is. I said Daffy. It's Donald Duck, the white one. The Disney one.
The Disney one.
The Disney one.
I mean, have you seen that beak? He could be Jewish.
I thought Walt Disney didn't like them. What I heard.
Mr. Rogers.
Oh.
Old white guy. Okay. Isn't that what we're usually consisting of anyways? I'm confused.
I thought Disney was Jewish.
Oh, see. Now I'm not sure if I have my facts right.
I don't know.
Should have Googled it, guys.
You can connect with Diz His Pod on all social media. We've got some other great podcasts to tell you about. We've got Don't Wreck Yourself, where Ryan is taking on the internet and all of its BS. We've got Ashes to Awesome, where Chuckle Flange takes you on a journey from addiction and into recovery. Cases of Continuity with the Sophisticated Gentleman. He is still balls deep in James Bond. Will be for a couple more weeks, and then he's on to the next series, which he's told me about 3 times, and I still don't remember which one it is. Then we have Black Lincoln Collective Podcast. Parker, Freddie, Allen, they've been on with us on After Dark. Super funny, random topics. They have a lot of character voices. It's a lot of fun. Chris, what podcast do you want to tell us about?
First of all, Studio 21, the baseball podcast. If you miss baseball, it's the perfect podcast for you. And if you love baseball, listen to it in the springtime when they're back. Also, Remy's Roundtable, the Florida Theme Park podcast. My favorite podcast. There's not much else for me to say about this podcast. It's my favorite podcast. I listen to it on repeat when I go to bed at night. And lastly, I don't even think we have to even shout out Dane anymore because he's killing it over on YouTube at Big Beautiful Diz. Oh my gosh. Every video he puts up is just hundreds or if not thousands of views. Congrats to you, Dane. His latest video is actually with the sophisticated gentleman himself, breaking down package films. They're doing a series and they just started their first one. So can't wait to see where that takes us. Probably another package film.
Right. Sarah, what is coming up on the Nerd Archive podcast?
This week, Chris actually joined them for a moment there, and they are talking about the new GTA that's coming out. So highly anticipated, I hear. So should be a good episode.
Very cool. And then also check out Lewis's TikTok, TR Factory TV. He just put a video up that's at 243,000 views.
Yeah, save some views for the rest of us, man.
I know, right? It's amazing the job that he's doing. They're so funny. These videos that have gone viral for him are so funny. They deserve to be viral.
Absolutely.
Chris, you got any Cliff Notes?
I do.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
The trailer for GTA 6 came out the other day, and it takes place in the heart of Florida. It was filled with references to viral Florida videos, and it is said to be the most Florida game ever. So this game allows you to do things like catch alligators, sulk about FSU, and marry a wealthy white woman, move into her mansion, and then live off her wealth for the rest of your life. Pretty realistic.
That would be GTA NNF edition.
Before I get started on the actual cliff notes of the episode, I do want to start it off with congratulating FSU for being the regular season champions of the NCAA. I think that was a really, really good accomplishment. No, but in all seriousness, Scott wants FSU to be recognized for all their accolades, so I totally get. But he does expect the Heisman to just get handed to, what's his name, Travis Johnson?
Jordan Travis, you son of a bitch.
Jordan Travis. He expects the Heisman just be handed to Jordan Travis. And I guess it would have to be handed to him because he's unable to walk across the stage to his seat.
Oh.
Wow. Too soon.
To begin the episode, we talked about the history of Hannukah. Not because we wanted to, but because we couldn't afford to pay Alex to do history for us anymore. So now Scott's just resulting in slave labor from our Jewish co-star. I guess history does repeat itself. Wow. In Remy's word of the week, he said a word, quote, came up to him. What did the word do? Grow legs and walk up to him? If that was the case, then I guess it couldn't have been Jordan Travis.
Oh, wow. Too soon.
Scott said that Christmas is mainstream and Hannukah is not. While I don't think you're wrong, I do think given the circumcisions, Hannukah definitely is a stronger stream. Scott talked about how FSU being robbed of getting to the college playoffs. Now, I haven't seen him this disappointed about a group of young men since they raised the age of consent in Florida.
Oh, wow.
It's true. That wasn't even a joke. Everybody feels bad for Scott about this FSU thing. I'm actually happy for him. He hasn't gotten screwed like that since college. Scott says they pay tribute to the Seminoles each year by throwing a spear into the ground. I guess Scott pays tribute to Christianity because he spears a giant cross in his yard once a month. I don't understand why they light it on fire after that, but I guess it's just part of the tribute.
Wow. Wow.
Most people name their dogs cute names like Spot or Puddles. Scott named his dogs Linda and Ruby. I guess it makes it a little more realistic for him when he jumps in between them when they are, quote, getting into it together. And lastly, Nick from Sandpiper couldn't make it this week, unfortunately. Now, things here at the No New Friends podcast right now are extremely fluid, so I really hope he's not fired. But I guess we'll find out next week.
Thank you.
Those are my cliff notes.
Thank you so much, Chris.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
If you'd like to connect with us, all of our social media links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. We'd really love for you to become a Clubhouse member, not just because we, could use the money, but, we just we're trying to build this huge community here. And everybody, it's such a great community. It seriously is. We have so much fun chatting with each other and supporting each other's content. And it's a lot of fun. And you're missing out by not being a Clubhouse member. Yes, Chris.
This is a good reminder that our Discord is free. We have some parts of the channel that are parts of the Discord that are private, like watching our live shows. We do have a members only, but you can come and talk with us and hang out with us for absolutely free. And you can get that link, I think, right on our website.
It's right there on our website, the Discord logo.
Right there on our website. Yeah. So please, if you can't afford the Patreon, please just at the very least join our Discord.
Absolutely. And then while you're on our website, check out our sweet merchandise. There's a whole bunch of really cool things up there. Chris does a really good job of keeping it up to date with different inside jokes and whatnot. He's wearing his Bubba Job shirt right now. Love that one. Just hopefully Bubba Job never finds out, because I don't want to pay the guy royalties. But anyway, you can watch us every single week when we stream live on Twitch. That's free. And that's segment 1 and NNF Reacts. And just follow us on the Twitch. It's www.twitch.tv/NNF podcast. And speaking of NNF Reacts, every Wednesday we're going to be doing NNF Reacts, where Chris, Nick, and I, and then sometimes a guest or whomever, we react to viral videos. It's super fun. We did Thanksgiving fails last time, and then the time before that we did Black Friday. No, that was the same week. Black Friday fails. I forget what we did the first one. Gender reveals,
which is a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then we're doing news anchor fails. So that'll be super fun. So follow us on that. Leave us a review, all that good stuff. On behalf of the sophisticated gentleman, our Lord and Savior Remy, Abby, Game Master Ryan, our producer Alex, Lewis, who was in a video or a soundbite, Nick, Sarah, Chris. I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Mazel tov.